All right, so live. Hey, here to talk about healthy snacking and how you can eat more, right? And still lose weight. So, um, let me get up my notes. If you hop on, let me know you're here. It doesn't show me who's on. Um, is that you? Are you still on my room? Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, so if you're on, let me know who's on, and if you watch the replay, hashtag replay. Okay, so as always, I try to give you guys or bring you guys value whenever I do these lives. So, if something resonates with you, or if you just want to know more about a certain topic, or have a question, put it in the chat. It is difficult to do lives and just talk to myself. So if y'all have any comments or whatever, just be sure to leave me a comment. I have my notes right here because I forget stuff. So today we're going to be talking about healthy snacking and why it's important to have a snack. Um, and just kind of my philosophy as far as planning your meals and eating snacks, and can you have snacks and what you should have as a snack, etc., etc. Okay. So first tip, planning your meals. So this does not have to be like a fancy process, right? This does not have to be a fancy process. You can write it down on in a notebook. You can log it into your phone, but just kind of have an idea of what you're going to eat. That way, when you go to the grocery store, you kind of have an idea what you're going to buy from the grocery store, right? That sounds so simple, and it is simple. But a lot of people find it hard to do on a regular basis. Um, and one of the easiest things that I can think of to do is to literally, you don't even have to do this like all at one time. You can schedule out your week, okay? On, let's just say Saturday, you schedule out your week and say, okay, hey, these are the things I want to eat this week, right? Um, and then you execute that plan. And we'll get into this more detail in a second, kind of giving you a big overview. Then you go to the grocery store, you buy those items. The next week, you can plan another week, right? You do that for about 4 or 5 weeks, and then you can recycle that menu, because part of planning your meals is making decisions. And sometimes, like, making those decisions about what to eat is like the whole battle, and that's why a lot of people like meal plans, because they don't want to have to think about or go look for something healthy to eat. So once you get 3 or 4, or you maybe even 5 weeks under your belt of meal planning, of meals that you know you've already made, meals that you know that you like, you can just recycle those over and over. So if you are watching and the part of the planning part stresses you out, let me know. Like, is that the part that gets to you? For me, it's absolutely the part that I avoid a lot. And what you find yourself doing is procrastinating on the things that you really don't want to do. That part for me, and let me know if that's true for you too. That part for me is the part that I kind of procrastinate on, because I'm like, okay, now I got to sit down and figure out what I'm going to eat. And that can be in itself, I don't know, it can be overwhelming. But once you do that for a couple of weeks in a row, then you can just recycle that same menu. And if you get tired of one certain item, switch that item out, but you can still recycle that menu. That way, shelf stable items like, oil, or, things that are in a box or something like that, you already have on hand. And it saves you money, saves you time from having to figure out whether or not you're going, like, what you're going to eat. And that decision fatigue really kind of just eliminates that part. Okay. So, what about snacking? Is it okay to snack? Hi, Whitney. Okay. So, for you, it's preparing the food. So, are you meal prepping like your whole week, or are you cooking day by day? Are you batch cooking? Like, what about the preparation part is kind of taxing for you? Um, so whenever you're meal planning, you can also plan in your snacks. And one of the most important things about meal planning and planning your snacks is actually enjoying the food that you're making. Actually enjoying um, and looking forward to what you're going to eat. Because if you're eating a lot of salads, because I'm not a salad girl, and a lot of people may be surprised about that. Like, I'm a dietitian, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, but like, the thought of eating salads every day or every day for lunch or something is not appealing to me, and I'm probably not going to do that. So you want to find things that you're going to be excited to do. You're going to be excited to make and eat for the week. I'm just not a cooker. I hate being in the kitchen, girl. I feel you. I feel you because I'm the same way. I kind of get in these modes, right, of being inspired by, maybe watching somebody on Instagram or somebody on Facebook or the Food Network channel, and I'm watching somebody cook really good food, or going on like Pinterest and like seeing all these recipes, and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. For me, that helps to motivate me to want to cook more, but I do get into these kind of lulls of like, I don't want to cook and I don't want to clean the dishes after I cook either. So I totally feel you on that. I would just say, like, we know that cooking and eating our own food at home is healthier than eating out. So figure out how we can, both of us can figure out what motivates us to want to go in the kitchen and cook. Number one, keep it simple, right? But number two, like I said, for me, going on Pinterest or looking on the Food Network channel actually motivates me. And now I'm like, okay, I've shifted my mindset. I have reframed how I'm looking at the situation. Same situation, right? Same situation. I reframe the way that I think about it, and now I can change the way that I am behaving. So kind of think about what that is for you. It may just be the motivation of knowing that it needs to get done and that it's going to serve your goals in the long run. Um, but totally keep it simple. Like, some people, are you the type of person, can you eat the same thing over and over? Like, some people eat the same thing each week or every day for a week. Can you do that? Are you one of those people? Um, I am not. I can't eat the same thing. I could maybe split it up and do like 3 days and 3 days of like the same things, but I'd have to alternate. But some people have a little bit of trouble with that. But one of the important things is that you're liking what you eat. Whatever you make, you have to like what you eat. And the good thing about snacks is that they don't take a lot of time. Like, literally, um you don't have to like cook snacks, right? And that's one of the good things. It can be something that is already pre-made, like almonds or Greek yogurt or something like that. But you want to like it. So Whitney said, uh I've ate the same breakfast for the last year, Whitney. Wow, girl. Okay, that's a long time. What is it? Is it like oatmeal or something? Um, I think breakfast would be easier for me too, but I don't know if I could eat the same thing for a year. So if you can eat the same thing for a week, planning out your week to week, and then just doing like a 4 or 5 week rotation should be easy for you, right? So making sure you plan in those snacks. So 2 to 3 snacks. So what you want to think about when you're considering snacks. So number one, do you like the snack? Right? Number two, are you a salty person? Do you like sweet stuff? Do you like something crunchy? Like, when you snack, even if it's like unhealthy snacks, what are you grabbing? Do you like ice cream or whatever you like? So y'all let me know what y'all are eating for snacks right now. Whitney said oatmeal, berries, and eggs. Okay. It's funny, oatmeal, for me, my mom makes the best oatmeal ever, but it's like a whole bunch of sugar, a whole bunch of butter, and like a little bit of oatmeal. So it's not actually healthy oatmeal, but I really like oatmeal too. Um, I also really like avocado toast with a like egg. and sriracha and cilantro. It's like I think that's my favorite thing. I don't make that often, but I think it's one of my favorite breakfasts. So y'all tell me in the chat, like, what are y'all eating for snack right now? And do you snack? How often are you snacking? Um, so yeah, you want to make sure that you're liking your snacks, and you're if you're a salty eater, if you like savory snacks, if you like sweet snacks, make sure that your snack is lines up with your preferences. So for me, um, I would say I like salty and I also like sweet. So I may go for an apple or some kind of fruit that has, a sweet taste to it, and then like maybe a stick of cheese or something, because that's salty. That gives me that kind of salty sweet combo, and I will feel satisfied. I'll feel satisfied, like, okay, I'm not missing out on anything, and I wouldn't feel like I need to reach for something unhealthy. Number one, I don't buy chips and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, cookies very often. Ice cream, I have to watch ice cream because that is my vice, and I will kill some ice cream. But when you're thinking about your snacks, you want to make sure that your meals have been planned out, right? So that you can plan out your snacks, planning out things that you like, but also that your meals are balanced, that you're not sitting down to eat nothing but carbs at your meal. So your plate should look like protein, non-starchy vegetables, and carbs. Now, I think I may have mentioned this in the past. A lot of times you can save your carbs, like your sweet potatoes or your rice or quinoa or whatever, for the days where you really have like hard workouts. But in general, you can still have protein, carbohydrate, and your vegetable at each meal. So your meals are important to your snacks because your meals are going to help you stay full until your snack time. And if you eat your meal and you feel like you're still hungry, you're going to be dissatisfied. You're probably going to grab something that you don't that's not going to serve your goals, right? um so eating balanced meals is really important, um and keeping it simple. So for those of us that like to meal prep, and I'm not a big meal prepper, I like to ingredient prep. I'll talk about that. But keep it simple, one ingredient food. So if you're just starting out and, like, say you're trying to meal prep, or even if you're not trying to meal prep and you just cook every day, it's easier to make, to prep chicken breast and some sweet potatoes and quinoa. And now you can make that into a little bowl, and eat it together. But at first it's easier to make one ingredient foods, and it tends to be a little healthier as well. So you need to have protein, carbs, and fat at every meal. And many foods have a combination. So like yogurt, a Greek yogurt is protein, but it's also carbs. So is milk. Um, so timing, okay? So you want to have your meals 3 to 4 hours apart. Okay, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I totally understand that intermittent fasting is a thing. We're not talking about that. I have my own opinions about that. My recommendation: eat on a regular basis. Why? Because if I wake up in the morning and I don't eat until 1, there are times, and it may not be every day, but there are times when I'm going to be hungry before then, and I'm going to go and I'm just going to grab anything. And because I haven't planned to eat for breakfast, I'm going to overeat, and I'm going to eat something that doesn't serve my goals. So planning out your meals and having them at regular intervals. Also, if you're waking up in the morning and you're not hungry, so who here, when you wake up in the morning, are you hungry? Or are you one of those people that wakes up and you don't really feel hungry until like 2? Let me know. Because typically, if you're waking up in the morning and you don't feel hungry until 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that likely means that your metabolism is a little slow, is a little sluggish. Say future live on feelings on intermittent fasting. Okay, I'll do that, Whitney. Um, So you're not hungry. You don't eat till 11. Okay. So you're waking up and you're not hungry. So that is an indicator that your metabolism may be a little off. And the reason why I say that is because you have fasted all night, right? So hopefully you've gotten your, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I know I don't get that many, but probably about 7 hours of sleep. And you wake up in the morning, especially if you get going, like you have to work or if you have to exercise or something, um, you should be hungry within like 2 hours of waking up. And if not, that's kind of an indicator, right? So an hour or two later. Yes. Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't mean like as soon as you wake up, you're starving, but like within 2 hours, if you're waking up and within 2 hours you need to eat, you're good. Don't worry, Whitney. I mean, it's not that you can't fix that. Whitney, how often are you working out every day? Are you working out every day or like, several times a week? Um, because eating is important, you guys, movement is important. And making sure that you have those healthy snacks. So your meals are 3 to 4 hours apart. And then you place your snacks, let's say after lunch, you notice you're self-aware enough to notice that you get hungry after lunch. Like, man, every time, I eat lunch and then like maybe 3 o'clock, I'm like hungry. Well, guess where you need to place your snack to plan that snack out. Okay. So you need to plan that snack. So if you're getting hungry between lunch and dinner, plan your snack. Okay, um, between lunch and dinner, and maybe whatever other time you get hungry. So 2 to 3 snacks. They don't need to be large. Normally they should always include protein, and I cannot tell you how often or how important it is to include protein in every meal and snack. It's super duper important. Okay. So let me just give you some examples, okay? And y'all can tell me too what y'all are eating for snack. So carrots and hummus. Now I am very particular. I'm very bougie about my hummus. I only like one type of hummus, but I do like hummus and any kind of vegetable, like a carrot or pepper, bell pepper, or something like that. Cheese stick and fruit. That's probably like my favorite. I've just gotten into almonds. Okay, so almonds and dark chocolate. And actually, if you guys want me to send you like a list of snacks that I think is cool, let me know, and I will send you a little cheat sheet for your snacks. So boiled egg. That to me, like I would have a boiled egg in between breakfast and lunch if I got hungry. Um, and that's protein and fat. Greek yogurt is carbs and protein. Some guac and bell pepper. Some people like to slice up bell pepper and guac and eat it. Apples and peanut butter. I wish I liked peanut butter, but that's a very popular snack just to have that kind of sweet and savory taste. Yes, I will send that to you. So kale chips. Kale chips are really easy to make. I like them personally. One thing that you're gonna have to do is because if you're used to eating a lot of like processed foods, you're used to eating um, a lot of junk, you're going to have to be willing to try new things. You're going to have to be willing to try new things and not like them, right? So at least if I try something and I know I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I know I don't like it. So I know that, I'm not going to probably buy that again, but at least but you're going to have to try new things and you're going to have to be willing not to like it the first time, but you're going to have to be willing to try again, and find the thing that works for you and don't give up. Um, Cherry tomatoes and mozzarella. That can be like a little salad, chia pudding, homemade protein bites. I think I have posted the recipe in this group before, but I like to use almond butter. The almond butter that when you go to HEB, you find it in the bulk aisle. And they literally, I mean, you pull the lever down and it grinds it for you now. In COVID, I don't know if they still have that now that I'm thinking about it, but that was the way I like to make my little protein bites with oatmeal flakes and chia seeds and a little honey, and those stay shelf stable for a little bit. So crackers and cheese, or tuna and crackers, or roasted chickpeas, kind bars. I love a kind bar. Homemade fruit chips and things like that. So I will send whoever wants it a list of some of my favorite snacks. But so I'm going to recap that, and then I'm going to talk about mindset around snacks. So number one, if you are not writing down what you are going to have for a meal for your week, you're missing out. You're missing a key component of goal setting. That's a goal, right? It's a goal, it's a plan, and it's a strategy. And you need to literally take a pen and a piece of paper and write it down. Once you've done that for a couple of weeks, now you've got, you know, a 4 to 5 week menu that you can rotate. Takes out the decision fatigue. I'm going to need prayer. Why do you need prayer, Clyde? Why do you need prayer? That takes out the decision fatigue. Now you have something that's tried and true. You know that you like these foods and you can rotate them. And I think a 4 to 5 week menu doesn't require too much repetition for those of you that may not like to eat the same thing week to week. But consider, are you a sweet or savory person? So after you plan out your meal, say, okay, I'm going to eat breakfast at this time, lunch, dinner. I get hungry after lunch and I get hungry right after dinner. I'm going to plan in those two snacks. Okay. Those two snacks should be easy. They shouldn't be anything that you have to like spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I would maybe make some extra snacks too, just because like sometimes, like on the weekend. So the weekend is like, the weekends can get you. Okay. Especially if you're going out or you go shopping or something like that. Ziploc baggies are your friend. Put some almonds, put some maybe almonds and pretzels or something like that in your car, in your bag, whatever, so that you can take those and snack on that if you get hungry. Because I know I'm like the worst at, like, if I'm out and I haven't eaten, I skipped my meal, right? And you're hungry and you just go eat anything. But at least if you have a little snack and some water, you can nourish your body and then say, okay, now I can make a better choice because now, like, I can think straight because I'm not starving. Okay. So you plan those snacks that you like, either sweet, savory, and you execute, your meal plan. Um, so let's talk about mindset around eating snack, because at the end of the day, no matter if I give you a meal plan or if I give you a workout, your mindset is the controller of everything. So if you haven't committed, if you haven't sat down and kind of refocused, because sometimes we get unfocused, and like refocus on your goals and say, okay, here's what's going to serve me. Here's what I need to do. Here's my meal plan for the week. Um, you're going to end up kind of putting out small fires, and you're going to be exhausted, but then your big goal is not going to be accomplished, right? So the biggest reason that people don't change their eating is mindset and lack of a plan, lack of intention. So you really have to be intentional about your intentions, right? So also lack of setting boundaries. So if you don't set boundaries with yourself, with your time, and with other people, you're just going to get swept by the wind. Whichever way the wind is blowing, you're going to go that way. So if you know that, you're you have committed a certain amount of time to either work out or to meal prep. Hey, I have Sundays from 2 to 4. This is the time I meal prep, and I prep all my meals and my snacks. But then you get a call at 3:55. Hey, I need help moving. Can you bring your truck over? Or whatever the distraction is, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, let me go and do that. Even if you don't want to, I'm not saying don't help people, but I'm saying, like, you have to protect your time. You have to set boundaries. You have to say no sometimes. Like, hey, especially in this season, you have to know what season you're in. Are you where you want to be? Are you at the weight you want to be at? Do you have the muscles that you want? Are you at the health, the cardiovascular health that you want to be at? If not, and you're trying to get to a goal, then you got to prioritize and say no to some stuff, right? And that's a mindset shift, because sometimes what we do instead is not more important than what we were going to do for ourselves. It just wasn't. Um, so we have to set aside time to make the changes. You can't just expect yourself to say, hey, I want to lose, 40 pounds in 6 months, and then never give yourself time to plan each week, to focus and literally set boundaries around your time and say, hey, this is the time that I'm going to be intentional in my power hour or whatever, to plan and to focus. That, if you watched the video on self-sabotage, is a form of self-sabotage. Here you are trying to make a whole life change. Do you know how hard it is to lose weight? It is so hard. It is, you have to be consistent. And if you're not giving yourself that time, that really is self-sabotage, because you're doing things and saying yes to things that are not serving you. And then you end up in a place that you don't want to be. We have one life. Like, legit, we have one life, and if you're not living it the way that you want to live it, if you're not living in your goals, if you know you're not progressing, then you're regressing. And this is our life. This is the only one we have, so we have to get it together, and we have to start with our mindset. So another mindset shift: we think that we have to be 100% perfect. Who here has said, oh, I'm going to start my diet on Monday? Or, oh, I'm going to start doing what I need to do on Monday. Oh, I messed up on Friday because we had a work party and I ate way too much cake. All right, well, I guess I'll have to start over on Monday. It is not all or nothing. You can have cake, you can totally overeat on Friday and still wake up Saturday morning and, prep and eat a healthy breakfast and work out. That's the process. That is the process. The process is messy. The process is not perfect. The process looks like, hey, dang it, I ate too much. Take it for what it is. You enjoyed yourself. That is great, right? But then get back on track. The next decision. So the next time you do something that you know is not in alignment with your goals, I want you to figure out in your mind, what is the next thing or the next time that I can do something to serve my goals, so that you can get back on track and get back motivated. Like, and it's not Monday. I'm gonna tell you that the answer. The answer ain't let me start on Monday. No. What is today? If I overeat for lunch today and I totally eat like 16 pieces of pizza and like some bundt cakes, what is the next thing? Either the next meal or go work out, or like, what is the next thing that I can do today to get back on track? We're not waiting until Monday. That's a trap. You know what that is? That is a trap. That is self-sabotage. And that is not going to get you where you want to go. Okay. Um, so understanding your season. There will be seasons in your life where you have to focus and prioritize your health and wellness. There will be seasons in your life that you will have to prioritize um, your meal prep, your exercise, and you're going to have to say, no, actually, I can't go out tonight because I got to work out. And people might look at you crazy, but that's okay, because in this season, I'm focused. Now, once you get to your goal, you want to make this a lifestyle, obviously, but you can be a little bit more lenient. There are times in your life where you can be a little bit more lenient. But when you have a goal and you need to focus, you got to just prioritize. And that's a mindset shift. So when you're getting hungry throughout your day, so how many snacks are y'all eating a day? Are you eating one snack? Are you eating no snacks? Are you eating two snacks? Are you eating three snacks? Like, how many snacks do you typically eat in a day? And are you Are you really hungry? Okay, so I'm going to give you some questions that you can ask yourself. Um, Number one, are you really hungry, and or are you just bored? Especially, if you're at home a lot, like if you go into the refrigerator and you just you open the fridge and you're just like standing there and it's like you don't really want something to eat. You're not really hungry, but you feel like you should be munching on something. You feel like you should be doing something, so you just grab something. Are you really hungry, or are you bored, or are you emotional? That's a whole topic too of like emotional eating and eating because you're trying to fill another void, right? Another question you can ask yourself: when was the last time you ate a meal? Because if you haven't eaten all day, you might just need to eat a real meal. That snack, you probably, if it's been all day since you ate, then you really actually need a meal versus a snack. And have you had enough water? Do y'all like to drink water? Water is my favorite thing to drink. Like I literally don't ever buy soda. I will take some lemonade, but the way that I drink, I don't sip stuff. I just like drink the whole thing. So it's a good thing that I like water only. I brush my teeth when I feel like that. Okay. And it's telling, it's like telling my mouth that the shop's closed. So you brush your teeth when you feel like you need to eat something. And actually, that's actually a really good strategy. I've heard that before where people have like an oral fixation where they just like need something like to chew on, and chewing gum is like a good substitute also. But I'm glad to know that because I've heard that tip before, brushing your teeth, but I didn't ever really know anyone that used it. So that's good to know. So Whitney drinks a gallon a day. That's awesome. Took me ages to get it together. 100 ounces per day. Awesome. Yeah, so we should be drinking about half of our weight in water. And for me, I feel like that's pretty easy. I love water. There's like water bottles all over because I love water. What I do need to do is not use plastic. My daughter is like all on me about that. I'm working on it. But see, I have found out that if I don't have like water bottles, I don't drink as much as I would even if I could just put it in a cup. I mean, we have the water that comes the refrigerator door, you can just get it, but I don't drink as much water than if I have like my water bottle. And I don't know why, but this just helps me. So I know this motivates me. I got to try to fix it to be better for the environment though, because I'm tripping because we go through a lot of water. Um, so are you focusing on what you can't have versus what you can have? Now, this is actually a really good one because a lot of times when we say, okay, this season in my life, I'm going to work out, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get toned, and we do all these things like, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on. And then we end up focusing on things that we can't have. Oh, well, I'm on a diet, so I can't have that. No, I can't have that. I can't. Then you end up feeling deprived. That doesn't feel good to say at a birthday party, no, I can't have any cake. If I go if I go to a party and I like the cake, I'm not a big cake eater, but just go with me here as an example. I'm eating cake, right? So if it's a bundt cake, if y'all have bundt cakes, you invite me to your birthday party, you have a bundt cake, I am eating a bundt cake. Like I love bundt cake, right? So it's not about depriving yourself of what you can't, like things that you can't have. It's about, okay, choosing what you can have. And you can have more food, right? Because healthy food, non-processed food, has more nutrients and less. Actually, the physician in me talking here. Don't chew gum. So it triggers the body to believe that it's about to receive food and gets all the digestive enzymes flowing. Basically tricks you into thinking that you are truly hungry. Can cause ulcers and there's nothing in your stomach to digest. I'm just saying like if you know you're not really hungry. Like you got food, you ate, but you're just bored, you know, you can try strategies like that, or drinking the water that I was mentioning earlier. But that's a good point. I'm not a physician, but I received that. Um, what was I saying? Focusing on what you can have versus what you cannot have. So you can focus on having a mindset where, okay, you can actually eat more food. That's why it's important to eat those snacks, because nutrient dense foods, whole foods, actually have less calories so that you can eat more food. So the whole goal is not about eating less. Like, I want to know, because I like food, how much food can I eat, right? And still have the body that I want. How much food, healthy food, can I nourish my body where I feel satisfied and full, but and I don't feel deprived, but I can still um, live at a healthy weight. So what is the narrative in your head? Are you focused on the things that you can't have? Because that's just going to make you want them more, right? It's going to make you want the things that you can't have even more, and then you start to fixate on it. Because I don't feel like I'm an emotional eater, but if I decide, okay, I'm gonna, you know, not do a diet, but I'm going to maybe lose 5 pounds or something, and I tell myself, okay, I can't have this, I can't have that. I start having cravings, and I'm not even a cravings type of person. But if you tell me I can't have something, I'm just gonna want it more. So just reframing that into what you can have versus what you can't have. And these mindset hacks, y'all, it sounds so woo woo. It sounds so like, oh, okay, just think. No, really, it actually is important. Like, the way you reframe what you think makes all the difference, because right here is where you create everything. The body that you have, the life that you have, you created it right here. Okay. Tell yourself, I can have that snack, but I need to walk 10 minutes first. Yeah. And I'm totally cool with that. And I think, like, if it's your time to have a snack, I don't know if you were on at the beginning, Jessica, but I was talking about planning out your snacks. And if it's time for your snack, have your snack. It's totally fine. Like, it's fine to have a snack, so that you're not sitting around thinking about food and your stomach is growling and you're hungry, and then you go and like binge at McDonald's. So morning and nighttime routines are very important. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna kind of recap, and then I'll let y'all go. So morning and nighttime routines are very important. So at night, you can reflect and plan for your next day, right? Obviously, weekly, you want to be planning out your meals, but every night, you can sit back and kind of like refocus. Okay, tomorrow, this is what I have planned. I got to go to work. I got to drop the kids off. I got to X, Y, and Z. Okay, I have my snacks already prepared. I got my water bottle ready. And then in the morning time, I'm more consistent with a morning routine where you set your intentions and your vibe. So that's the time where you get your mind going. That's the time that you set your intention. This is what I'm going to do. And you increase your vibrations by either working out in the morning or listening to a podcast, listening to some motivation on YouTube, listening to some music, getting your vibe, setting your vibe high so that you can crush your day, so that you can kill your day, right? And your goals. So just to recap, plan out your meals. Okay. If you like salty food, if you like um fruit or sweets, sorry, if you like sweet foods or if you like salty, plan those in your day. Plan a salty snack and a sweet snack into your day. Um, Make sure you schedule those meals out 3 to 4 hours in between, and place your snack where you normally feel hungry. Okay. And kind of troubleshoot a little bit. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be like these big elaborate meals. You don't have to meal prep for the whole week. You can meal prep just for a few days. So on Sunday, maybe you meal prep until Wednesday, and then if you have time on Wednesday, meal prep from Wednesday to Saturday. So you can split it up however you'd like to do it. Um, I will send those of you that want this list of snacks that I think is awesome to you. So let me know if you do want those. And then just changing your mindset. Is there is it does anybody have any questions about snacking and either what to have or when to have or what do you think your biggest struggles are around snacking? I know Whitney was saying that she doesn't get hungry in the morning, and so I would totally just start out with a snack in the morning. Like if you can't eat a full breakfast, I know you said that you eat you eat the same thing, same breakfast um every day. And I'm wondering if you are lifting, are you doing cardio, Whitney? If I don't even know if you're still on here. But Whitney, if you're are you doing cardio or are you doing mostly weight training? Um, and anybody else that has any questions about snacking. So it's a myth that you can't have snacks. It's a myth that you can't eat more and still weigh less. Um, I y'all would probably be surprised at how much I eat, y'all. But that I think for me, one of the biggest things is having muscle mass and getting on those weights. So yes, whenever a lot of women who want to lose weight, they're always doing a lot of cardio. And that's great. You want to do cardio. But your muscle mass is going to help your shape, right? It's going to help you look fit and not be like a noodle. And it's also going to help you burn more calories during your workout and after your workout. And when you're lifting weights, you actually not only do you burn calories during your workout, you're burning calories long after you finish your workout, which is one of the reasons why I love weightlifting. So you're lifting in the morning. Okay, I'll send you that list, Jessica. So you're lifting in the morning. I'm wondering if you do any cardio. I would challenge you to do one of two things. Either add in some high intensity stuff if you're able to do high intensity, or if you're not already doing some circuit training during your workout. Because I don't run a lot. I would prefer to do a sport or something if I'm going to run, although I have been on my Peloton lately and I am in a Fitbit challenge too. Um, but I like to get cardio in while I'm working out, while I'm lifting. So I typically always do AMRAPs. So I'll set a timer for like 10 minutes or whatever. I'll do 4 exercises, and usually it's upper body, lower body, core, and then some kind of cardio. So I might do those 3 strength exercises and then maybe run or do some I don't know, some kind of cardio. And that whole circuit of 10 minutes going as fast as I can with good form in that 10 minutes helps me to get my cardio in without having to run, because I don't know, running is kind of boring to me, especially indoors. But if you have a Peloton is winning me over right now. Let me see if there's any more comments. Yeah, so Whitney too, because if you want to work out sometime, hey, let me know. I think you still live in Lockhart, right? Um, I would love to work out with you one day. So yeah, if y'all don't have any questions, I am going to hop off of here. Um, just one thing I kind of wanted to share. I got a business coach. I'm so super excited. So 2 days ago, I got a business coach. And I'm really excited for myself, but I'm also really excited for you guys, because when your coaches get coached, my coach also has a coach, and I'm sure that coach has a coach. So it just kind of goes on down the line, and you get this really high level, um, rich content and rich strategies that gets filtered down, and you guys are the ones that benefit from that, because I'm going to be bringing you new strategies and frameworks, and I'm so excited. So I have been digging into the content. I meet up with a group of ladies who are phenomenal and who are entrepreneurs and who are just killing it, and I love to be in that vibe. I love to like be around other women who are just trying to be the best version of themselves. And that's one of the reasons why coaching is so important. Like, this is my first time ever doing something like this. I'm so excited. But if you have a goal, I don't care if it's in business, I don't care if it's in fitness, I don't care what your goal is, you need to be around and in a community of people who are doing what you want to do. And if you're not, you're missing out. So get in a community. If you are struggling, and if you are tired of starting over every Monday, right? You gotta stop giving up, but you need to get into a community, and somebody that can help you. Okay. So I'm excited about mine. I'm going to be helping you guys. I'm not open for coaching yet, but I have a program coming up pretty soon that I'm going to be telling you guys about. And I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. So I'll let you guys know more about that later. If you have questions, of course, always DM me, and y'all have a good day. Have a good Thursday. I'll talk to y'all soon.